Good morning, guys. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Brooke B. I wanted to hop on here, and it's taken me a while because whenever I'm ready and look great to film and wearing makeup, I am going off to somewhere, some event, some plan, and I just was like, you know what? I have time this morning. I might not look photo finish, but we got my cute natural waves going, and these are the first words I'm saying this morning, but whatever. And my Taylor Swift concert tea. Anyway, I wanted to hop on here and debrief about my sister's wedding. It was the first wedding that I was in, and I was her maid of honor, which was so awesome. Before we get into that, make sure to click the channel subscribe button and welcome to the community. Also, if you know anyone that is going to be a maid of honor, feel free to send them this video, might find it helpful. So a couple of things I learned, and then I'm just gonna get into the video montage of the day, because it was really hard to film. We were so busy from literally 9 in the morning. I think I got to the country club where she was having her ceremony to get ready with everyone at 9:45. And I did my hair beforehand at my house so I wouldn't have to bring, honestly, it would have been easier to do my hair there, but so I wouldn't have to bring all my stuff, so I just brought makeup, and I brought a million different pairs of shoes to change into, because my plantar fasciitis, don't know which heels are gonna work. Also had my Crocs and tennis shoes, had everything, because I just knew, and I just left everything in my car or in the get ready room. Maybe people call it the bridal suite, I don't know. But yeah, but I recommend that. Bring a bunch of different shoes. My dress was so long, obviously to the floor, and I didn't hem it because I was lazy, and that was fine. But I thought I was gonna be able to wear really tall heels, which I love to do, but I was not able to do that with my plantar fasciitis. So definitely measure your dress beforehand with the shoes that you are going to wear and alter it if needed. But it ended up being fine even with lower heels. It was just yeah, honestly, it didn't bug me as much as I thought it would. I thought I'd be tripping over it. I really wasn't. Yeah, and then at the end of the night, so started with pretty low heels. And then at the end of the night, I switched into my tennis shoes when the dancing started, because no one could tell I had such a long dress. And then what else should I say? So my sister did not have a wedding coordinator day of. I don't know. I don't think the person technically at the country club where we had the event being hosted was technically the wedding coordinator. She was the events coordinator for the club, and was not there obviously the day of, because she's the head honcho. So absolutely no shade on her, but if you are, she did a great job, but not having a day of person, I highly recommend doing it. Even if it's you're hiring your own friend and they know the run of show. I just recommend someone, because basically between me and my dad and somewhat Mariah and Paul, the couple getting married, we were all wedding coordinators day of, which was extremely difficult for me. And I'm so, don't get me wrong, so happy to do this. Would do it again in a heartbeat for my sister. Nothing I wouldn't do for her. But I am saying that if maybe you have a friend being your maid of honor that's so not being, the best man gets away with a lot, let's be honest. Yeah, it's gonna fall in the maid of honor. But if you have a friend being your maid of honor, I don't know, someone that's your sister, I truly recommend getting a day of person, because a lot of reasons. One, my sister and Paul forgot to cut their cake. They just forgot. Because also, prior to that happening, I was oh, over at her house, I was sorry I missed you guys cutting your cake. And she was no, you didn't miss it. We didn't cut it. And I was what? She was we forgot. If that's a big deal to you, it's not such a big deal for them, but learning for me, for them, it's just not a big deal. They're go with the flow, no wedding coordinator. For me, day of wedding coordinator is a must. Shit needs to go, everything needs to happen that I want to happen, etc., etc. So they ended up missing their cutting their cake, because at the time that they would normally stand up to cut the cake on the table, we had the groom's family missed their extended family photos after the church. So after you get married, the ceremony, extended family photos and immediate family photos were at the church, and the groom's family left, which was unfortunate, but it happens. And so during the cake cutting like portion where you're normally supposed to cut it, they went off to take photos. So the other part of that, and I want to stop and say that like on the outside of wedding day, everyone thought it was beautiful. Like no one had any idea like what was going on. Like not even my sister so much, but like more me and my dad, because we were acting as like day of wedding coordinator and without even knowing it. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never been in a wedding before, and I learned so much. So they're off taking those family photos. The servers are not sure what to do. They're kind of like asking my dad, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know the flow of like what's supposed to do. So we were like done eating, and they're supposed to like serve the cake, and then you're supposed to do speeches. Another thing that happened, and you guys are probably gonna think like, oh my god, this is like a wedding from like hell, like what went right? But like we got it figured out like as we're going, and like literally again want to reiterate, no one noticed. People were like, I'd never heard a wedding get so many compliments. People were like, I had so much fun, so beautiful, loved the ceremony. I did too. I'll get to those details too. Loved the ceremony, like had so much fun. Her DJ also wasn't taking song requests, but I don't know if it was just like from my family and they wanted to like polka and waltz and stuff, and not everyone is super into that, so I couldn't tell if it was just like my family's request or if he wasn't taking anyone's. But I definitely know my family was like a little bit frustrated by that. But like regardless, they still like, even regardless of that, were like so much fun, literally so much fun, like can't even believe it. Okay, so back to where we are. So they're off doing that. My dad needs to like go find them and be like, hey, like kind of like trying to move the party along, being like, we need to do speeches. And before that, he was like, Brooke, you and the best man's speech are not on the run of show. And I was like, there's a run of show? No one showed me the run of show. And it's like the DJ's kind of like announcement list, I guess. And we're not on it. And my dad's freaking out and I'm freaking out because I just don't even know what's going on. And I was totally fine because like until my dad started freaking out, because I knew that what Paul and Mariah were doing. I was like, they're just gonna go take pictures. They'll be right back. It's golden hour. It's what they do. But the problem was we just completely forgot. We just jumped into speeches. But no one noticed. Literally no one noticed. So it's fine. And gave my speech. You guys, don't over practice your speech. That is the one thing I could do. The best man had his speech was absolutely phenomenal, hilarious too. He had a word by word written out on a sheet of paper. I just had bullet points on my phone, like probably like 7 bullet points, and like held my phone, held the mic. And then I practiced it to an amount where I was like, okay, it's not perfect, but like, I'm just going to figure it out. Like I practiced a couple times. I've been in a situation where I've over practiced speech. And then when I forget like one tiny word and I'm not like perfect on cue, I freak out and I get so messed up. So mine went perfect. I hadn't even ever practiced as well as I delivered the speech during real time. So that was amazing. Also, if you're the maid of honor, I don't know if people do this out of order. I would assume this is the typical order, but definitely go before the best man. You can try, but like, I'm considered a funny person, but you go the sentimental route for your speech as a maid of honor. The best man's gonna be funny, and it's gonna be super hard to beat. And thank God I did not go the funny route, because Tommy did phenomenal. I was laughing. Was very appropriate. Also, like, I'm not a huge fan when people go inappropriate in their speeches. And if you wanted to know, so I was shooting to have mine under 4 minutes. Like, at 4 minutes, you're done. Like, I'm giving the toast. I was super excited. And I want to say, when I first started writing the speech, it was 8 minutes, which is way too long. You guys need to be 4 minutes or under. Get the speeches. Like, no one wants to pay attention to 10 minutes. My parents had previously gone to a wedding, and they were like, the maid of honor speech was 10 minutes long. It was so bad. She was talking in circles, so boring, could not pay attention. So I like obviously was already trying to avoid that, but when they gave me that feedback, I was like, okay, I like even cut mine down more. I was like, what is not needed? Like, what's just like filler in here? And I really cut it down, and I gave 3 minutes and 37 seconds, which was also a record-breaking time. And I spoke slowly, clearly, did not repeat myself, did not use filler words. So good job to me. And then yeah, the best man was about the same length as well. he did phenomenal too. So, what else? What else happened, you guys? I'm doing this probably like 3 weeks later. I was so tired for the rest of the week. My family was in town and it was like rehearsal dinner, or like people call it groom's dinner. I went from the rehearsal dinner to the Twins game and then back to my house, and that was so late. I got home so late because we stayed for like the drone show. And at my house, it was like 2 a.m. and I was ordering crisp and green because I forgot to do it for delivery. Also, don't pick it up. Like, if you're the one that has to pick up the food, get it delivered to wherever you are, because I DoorDashed it and I was like, thank God, because I could have never had time to go get it. Even if you think you have time, even if you're really close, just get it delivered. I was like, so I did that at like 2 a.m. and then that next morning I had to be up at I got up at like 7. Honestly, I got up a little late too. I was supposed to be there at 9 and I got there at 9:45. But I had told Mara, I was like, I'm gonna be late because I'm gonna do something at my house. So yeah, so I don't know where I'm like running around. This day, this is like, the way I'm explaining this is like how the day was to me, just a lot. What else did I do? Honestly, I would say that like, you think being of honor is like, okay, being maid of honor is like, okay, you're just gonna like kind of really help the bride. And it's like, I don't know. She had like a bunch of bridesmaids, which was nice and fortunate. So she always had someone to help her. Sometimes I thought like maybe too many people were helping her and could like help out with like wedding coordinator stuff. Cause like a lot of the other bridesmaids have been in weddings before, but I hadn't, and I was like, all right, it's fine. Like, I got this part. No worries. But also, so when we got back, like right away from it was like a 30 minute, no, definitely 20 minute drive back from after we took pictures after the ceremony to the reception. And right as we got there, Mariah was like, round up people for the grand entrance, which I thought was good because like, you'd rather do it, and there's probably like, I bet they had like probably an hour, probably like a 40 minutes to an hour. I'm thinking an hour though, between us like taking pictures with everyone and traveling, and yeah. To the reception. So as soon as we got there, like, round up the troops, I like had no idea. I couldn't find any of the groomsmen because they were wearing like light gray suits and they like light ties and they just blended in with everyone, and I didn't know the groomsmen super well. And so I found one of them, and then I was like, can you get the rest of them? Like, we're gonna do the grand entrance because most of the bridesmaids are in the cocktail hour. And I'm like, oh my God. So once I found someone to find the other people, we got the people all rounded up. But I would say in that moment, I was really stressed out because my grandma was coming up to me, being like, oh, you need to move the card box and the gifts. Like, someone's gonna just come in the room and steal them. And while I think she was right, I had no capacity to do anything else at the time. I was just like, it takes a lot to not know what you're doing and then execute it instead of just executing it. Figuring out what you're doing, which is what I felt like the whole time, and then executing it was a lot more work than just executing it. So that's why I highly recommend a wedding coordinator day of. Yeah. It wasn't that bad though, but like when you're like in the moment and you're trying to do all these things and enjoy the party, it was kind of a lot. And again, would do it again in a heartbeat for my sister. But I say I had like 50% fun, 50% work, because what I thought was really, really fun about your sister getting married is like, I knew almost every single person, if not every single person at the party. And I'd never been to a huge party like that or like a wedding like that. And that I thought was so freaking fun. Also, the other issue I thought, like, when I was being sent in to round up people from the cocktail hour to do the grand entrance, it should not have been me. For that reason, it should have been anyone else, because I got stopped 1 million times, which also stressed me out, because as I should. And then I felt like a jerk because I'm like, I'll say hi to you later. Sorry, I've got to round people up for the grand entrance. Like, so sorry. It should have been anyone else. I'm the second or third most, definitely third, I guess, like Paul. Second, depending on who you ask, the third most recognizable person at this party. as maid of honor. So I also recommend that too. It's like if you have to like go in and like you have to avoid mingling with someone, like ask a lesser known bridesmaid or groomsman. That's definitely a good tip there. Because I felt so rude not being able to stop and talk to people when I wanted to. And then okay, we're going through. Everything is going great. Also, something that bugged me too was like there was music playing in my dad's speech and that bothered me, and I was so distracted I couldn't focus on what he was saying. But he did a phenomenal job and like what I could hear of what he was saying, and that was like a DJ error, or like it might have been just like a club error where like they had, I don't think it was the DJ. I felt like it was like the club playing their track in the background. I don't know, it could have been the DJ, but it was so distracting. So that was also like, again, chaotic. And then, but yeah, my dad gave a phenomenal speech too. But like, I'm telling you guys, short and sweet is the way to go. Like no more than 4 minutes, not 5. I mean, 5 is pushing it, but like absolutely not 10. No one's listening to you at 10. Okay, so let's talk about the grand exit. So they got married on Saturday, and on Wednesday, they were like, we want to do a grand exit. Can you get sparklers? No. When you get married in August, you need to buy sparklers around the 4th of July. Especially like wedding sparklers, huge tip, what I also learned, are very, very long. And something I also want to learn, if you do a grand exit with sparklers burn out. So you need to make sure everyone is out there, the bride and groom are like lined up, and you're lighting everyone like seconds before they walk out, and you're getting those photos. And that's something I learned from an events coordinator during this time. However, we couldn't get our hands on any sparklers. Also, like, I don't know, standing so close to people with sparklers felt super dangerous to me, and I didn't really want to participate in that. Just because people have been drinking too, and I don't know, giving them fire just didn't sound great to me. And then another thing they said too was that you have to bring, if you do sparklers, you have to bring a bucket of sand, not water, like sand, to put them in and put them out. Like, I don't know, like obviously they go out, but like even if they're like hot and stuff, and stick them in there so like no forest fires, wildfires start. So that was something I didn't know either. But again, we didn't do sparklers, so the only thing available were like these whippy little fiber optic wands, which were awesome. And like I got that idea off of Pinterest, and we were able to order them. I think I probably ordered them Wednesday, like when Mariah was saying that, or Wednesday or Thursday, and it delivered Friday. I'm pretty sure I did it Wednesday because I don't think it would have delivered. So it delivered Friday. We were all good, had those ready to go. And yeah, that was a lot easier to just like go through and hand out to people. Still in kind of like we kind of like made an announcement. We're like, hey, like head outside. To like get people, yeah, like getting out the door. And like as we were like handing people the fiber optic ones, I'm like, hey, like head outside the main entrance for the grand exit, like make sure your wand is on. I was kind of like turning them on as I was handing them out, which wasn't necessary, but I don't know, I was just like wanted this to go so great. It looked so freaking cool. So I'd also never seen or done a grand exit before. So again, like that was another part I had to like coordinate, which was like, it was really no problem, but I think just doing it for the first time for my sister was a lot. And I was like, I want this to go perfectly. I care about her so much. So she thought, and she said to me, I talked to her like yesterday, I had dinner at her house, and she was like, the grand exit was so fun. She was like, it was so short, but like I had so much fun. And I was like, yay, like that's amazing. That's how you should feel at your wedding. So everything worked out. She wasn't even bummed that she didn't have like actual sparklers. So you guys, I'm serious, fiber optic wands, I will link them in this video that we got from Amazon. Again, like so easy and no risk of open flame. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna like go into my video vlog of the day. Hopefully you guys stuck around for this part and like heard my opinions, and like I've got some clips and they are, yeah, fun. So stick around if you want to see the video vlog, and hope you guys have a great day. Remember to subscribe, and honestly, I haven't had more fun at a wedding in my entire life. I seriously, they had a dream fairy tale wedding. Their ceremony too, short, sweet, no singing, like a couple of Bible passages read, and then it was like marry them, group prayer, out the door. And I've never heard so much cheering and joy like for when they were pronounced husband and wife. Like it was so loud standing on that stage. I was like, this is so amazing. So congrats to my sister and my brother-in-law. I finally have a brother. It's been just me and Mariah for so long. So, so happy for you guys. It was so much fun. All right, video montage. And guys, it is the day of my sister's wedding. Oh my gosh, I went to bed so late last night, maybe like 1:30, probably 2. Placed some orders at like 1 a.m. for crisp and green for lunch for the bridal party last night, and I guess this morning. And I'm so excited. As you guys know, have plantar fasciitis, so I'm about to figure out, I didn't have my dress, and I cannot wear like high heels that are required for the length of this dress. So I'm about to try on some shoes to figure out what my options are going to be. And then I need to pack up all my stuff to get ready and go over to the place to get ready with my sister and the rest of the bridal party. And yeah, I am so excited. I think I'm going to wear a button-up shirt, obviously, so I can just easily take it off and have my makeup done, not smear my makeup, and then not wreck my hair, and then get into the dress. Last night, my family and I went to the Minnesota Twins game. My extended family, they had never been. It was super fun. And there was a really cool drone show. I had never seen a drone show before, and it was Star Wars themed for Star Wars night, and seriously so cool. And we're talking about how we literally think that drones are gonna replace fireworks, because fireworks are pretty limited in what they can do, and also maybe somewhat bad for the environment. And the drone show is just really, really cool. So yeah, that was a fan favorite for sure. We also did before that I was at the rehearsal dinner. So yeah, long day ahead of me today. 9 a.m. start. Let's go. We are all doing makeup.
Right. Yeah.
Big floor mess that I packed to take. Gotta have the button up so that you don't mess up your hair and makeup.
Perfect. Is that okay?
Doing her hair.
More like pull down and curl.
So pretty.
It's
Okay, here's the final look. Did some lipstick. I think we're good. Also got these cute slippers from my sister. And this cute little package. It's a jewelry box. That's so cute. Thanks, Mariah. Okay, doing all the vlogging before because I just don't know. Yesterday was so crazy. I didn't vlog at all the rehearsal, so got some cute name tags here that her roommate hand wrote. And it looks so pretty. Here's the ballroom.
I am ready whenever you are. Hello.
From the head table. Live from the head table. She looks so beautiful.